You know, somebody commented on the very first video of this series the other day, and I went to read that comment, and next thing I know, I was watching the very first episode of the series, and I watched the first few. I think I watched the first 5 episodes of this series, and it just reminded me of when I first started this project, and it's just so crazy to go back and watch those and see how far I've come. It's just been a great experience for me so far, and I've had so much fun working on this project, and it blows my mind still that a lot of you guys watch every single episode and that this series means a lot to a lot of people, which I did not expect at all at the time. When I started recording this series, I even made a comment in the first video that it probably wasn't the smartest thing or the wisest thing for my channel growth, because I didn't think many people would actually be interested in watching these videos, and I didn't care. For me, I just wanted to do it as a passion project and have fun with it, and whether people watched it or not, I didn't really care. To me, it was all about having fun. But now this whole thing has morphed into so much more, because I feel a sense of responsibility, really. A lot of people enjoy watching these videos. I get so many excellent comments from you guys, and I know that I make a little bit of a difference in people's lives with this series, so I do take it a lot more seriously, but not in any sense that I'm not having fun with it. Obviously, I'm still having a blast doing this, but it's just so interesting to see what this thing morphed into, and together the whole series has thousands upon tens of thousands of views total, which, man, I really did not expect any of that, so it's crazy to see. And again, when I first started, this was mainly a thing for me. I wanted to do it, I wanted to enjoy it, and if people watched it, great. But now, knowing that people do watch it and getting to read all the comments, it makes it that much more fun for me. It feels like I have a whole army of people behind me playing this game with me, so it's just that much more social and enjoyable, and it's just been such a great experience. And every time I get on here to record another episode, I'm just thrilled and ecstatic to be doing it, and I'm having a great time, and I know that I'm gonna bring some joy to people recording all these episodes. So I just want to thank all of you who have been watching the series, whether you have been watching every single episode, or whether you've been skimming through a few episodes, or just watching a few random ones here or there. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I know there's at least one of you guys who commented and said that you've watched the whole series through at least twice, which is super impressive. And I just want to thank all you guys. I think it's important for me to, at least every once in a while in this series, take a moment like this to thank you guys. So I do appreciate it. And the videos get a ton of likes too, which is really interesting. I never click the like button on videos that I like on YouTube, but I appreciate you guys who do, because apparently it does help promote these videos a little bit. So, alright, that's enough chatting. We were doing a lot of tracking of the Nazgûl in the last episode after we found the fell beast here. And now it is time to talk to Nona to continue the epic storyline.
We have learned much of this creature, but not what we need to know.
Where has its rider gone, and what cruel fate has kept us a step behind it at every turn?
The creature was looking for something. We need to think.
This rider. What was the word he used? Nazgûl? The creature was looking for something. We need to think. It brought us on a chase through these lands, but I cannot tell what it sought, or if it found what it desired. We have no choice but to return to the village of the Horse Lords. I will wait outside while you speak with the man Horn. We are strangers in this land. He is not. He may know of a place we have not yet searched. Okay.
Let us talk on the way back to the village of the Horse Lords.
So, this is going to be a solo instance quest. Let's go.
Has no one seen our new friend, or the Dunlending girl? I thought they would have returned to Stungard by now. Did some trouble befall them on the road?
Okay, let me exit out of this. We have a long way to go, Kippen. As much as I wish we did not need to refuge at the town of the Horse Lords, it seems we must. We have lost the trail of this creature, this wraith of which you speak, and until we can learn where it has gone, we are only wasting time. It is frustrating to know our purpose and to be unable to accomplish it. Well, let's keep walking. I think I remember doing this quest back in the day. I will tell you a story of my brother when he was young. It will help us pass the time. Long ago, there was a man named Furka who lived among the horse lords. He was wealthy and strong. His hair was dark, like that of my people. He had Dunnending blood in his veins. He desired a marriage match between his son Wolf and the king of the horse lord's daughter. The king, Helm of the Hated, refused Freka's offer with insult and violence. He lured Freka to a desolate place alone and slew him in treachery. And then... Wait, what was that? Easterlings, get ready for a fight, Kippen. There will be more of them, Kippen. Let us get off the main path. Hiding out a little bit here in the reeds. Do you feel that? There's some dread here. I don't feel safe here, Kippen. Let us go among the rocks. So we were fairly hidden over there, and now we're completely exposed here on top of this hill, but alright. If Nona says so. Something is near, Kippen. It must be the wraith we have sought. It makes my blood run cold. Nona looks at you with wide eyes, and then you are suddenly reminded that she has not had much experience with creatures of such evil. She puts her hand on the hilt of Wadu's sword, her sword, and her former fright is replaced with grim determination. We've found it. Now what are we to do with it? I hear something. Look there, do you see that? It is a wounded Nazgûl. I'm assuming I have to go up to it? Or it will come to us. No, I can't go down there. I'll wait for it to come up here. It actually does a lot of damage. Nona's sword flashes with a bright light and the Nazgûl flees from it. More Easterlings, get ready. Kippen, the big one is running for his friends. Follow him. Kundalar Captain. I do love the design of these Easterlings. They're really cool, man.
Why are you bothering me?
I will not run from you. I am your better. My people have more powerful friends. I will show them how strong a man of Kundalar can be. Doesn't even have a weapon on him. Suddenly, a woman's scream pierces the stillness. Nona's in trouble. Let me run back to Nona as fast as I can. There's a fire blazing here. That's not good. Torch. Let me pick up the torch just because. Why not? You hastily grab the fallen torch, burning your hand. The Nazgûl shrieks away from the blazing fire. No, so Nona did kill the Kundalar, but looks like she was wounded by the Nazgûl. Nona lies crumpled on the ground before you, soaking in the blood from a sword wound in her side. She struggles weakly to speak. Kippen, are you... The effort is too great for her. She needs the aid of a healer if she is to survive this wound. In the back of your mind, one worrying question refuses to go away. From what blade did she take the wound? Did an Easterling blade cause this injury? Or was it the blade of a Nazgûl? You prepare yourself for the long journey back to stand guard with Nona. So we do know that the Morgul blades that the Nazgûl carry do have a terrible poison upon them that can corrupt the hearts of men, and in this case women as well, and turn them into a wraith. Kippen, is everything alright? Nona's breathing is ragged and shallow, and the gash in her side still bleeds around the cloths with which you try to staunch it. When you brought her to stand guard, she was barely conscious. You found Horn near the entrance and begged for his people to tend to Nona's wounds. He sought out the leader of stand guard to see what could be done, and he has not yet returned. What were we saying? Freka... Wolf avenged? What did she say? Oh, I know what it was. She mentioned Wolf, Dunlending traitor. His treacherous father tried to kill Mighty Helm, and then his son invaded Rohan and set in Meduseld. Let her die, I say. Whatever made that sword stroke did my people a favor. I have his decision. I did my best for you, Kippen, but you are not going to be pleased. He did not understand why we should heal the hurts of this Dunlending girl. Eventually he relented somewhat, and he has agreed that our healers will do what they can for the girl. What? Heal the girl? Horn, this cannot be his decision. There is a condition. Our healer will see to the girl's wounds, but she must relinquish all claims to the sword she carries. No. It is a sword of Rohan and belongs with us. In Stangard, that is the price of her life. I'm sorry, but this is the message I was given. Do not let them. Nona struggles to speak, but her effort is too great for her to make out the words. She beseeches you with wide eyes, and you cannot meet her stare. Your gaze keeps returning to the blood soaking on the floor beneath her. She tries again. Wadus, it was... You cannot give the Rohirrim what they demand. There has to be another way to save her life. I would die first. Don't be a fool, our healer can save your life. I know our people are enemies, but you should not die this way. How would you have me die? Not for a sword. Kippen, your friend is as hard-headed as most stubborn of my folk. She could give Theoden King lessons in being headstrong. There has to be some other way, Kippen. You spoke of the elf witch in the woods to the north along the Anduin. My people shunned that place as a den of evil glamour, but if there was a power that could heal this girl... Horn glowers at you, his eyebrows knitted together angrily. A pox on her. I will not have her blood on my hands, or on her own. Lead us to this elf witch, Kippen. I have heard the tales. Perhaps she will be unable to bewitch me if I am expecting it. Why did you ever bring this girl to Stangard, Kippen? This is not her place. Horn gazes into the middle distance, and a quiet in his voice continues. In Stangard, is a sword valued more highly than the life of a girl? What sort of man would willingly serve in such a place? He shakes his head, and the urgency returns to his voice. Well, what are you waiting for? Let us go at once. So we're back in Karas Galadon. I will never call my people distrustful again, Kippen. The blindfold felt somewhat unnecessary to me. Only the most urgent of need has driven me here, and I would not want to return. Horn's face softens as his brow creases with worry. Do you think the girl will recover? I saw the way those elves looked at her wound. Whatever they saw there, they did not like it. If it was not an Easterling blade, what does that mean for her? What's wrong, Kippen? Sorry, I did get a text message. Have you seen this before, Kippen? I always forget to silence my phone before recording. I have done what I can. So it is, of course, Lady Galadriel. The danger has passed, Kippen. The wound was deep, but it did not fester. And yet, I did not wish to leave this girl to the care of my healers. The risk that her wound was caused by a Morgul blade, and that she could become a wraith like the creature you encountered that night, compelled me to heal her hurts personally. If that had proven the case, I would have ended her suffering. It would have been mercy and necessary to safeguard Lothlorien and indeed all lands. Do you think me cruel? I'm glad it did not come to that. I do not believe her wound was caused by a Morgul blade, and it is my hope and belief that she will live. I am surprised. We will speak more of it later, away from watchful ears. The girl Nona is sleeping. When she is awake, you will be brought to her. For now you should rest, Kippen. Dream no troubling dreams. In Lothlorien, your rest will be peaceful. I am certain of it. What a relief, I can hardly believe it. I fear the worst. There is clearly some glamour on this land. I feel it as if I could take on any foe and achieve victory, or cross any landscape, no matter the obstacles. Your elf witch works wonders. Only song could do justice to her powers of healing. The relief I feel is... It is overwhelming, Kippen. The girl will live. Unless it is rude to ask it, I would like to return to the forest floor now. I will return to Stangard by myself, but I would like to see you again. Once the girl is recovered, bring her as well. If I am to compose a song of your adventure, I will need both of your accounts after all.
Along the banks of the great river, you evaded a great evil, but not without cost. The girl Nona was brought before me, wounded and in pain. I did for her what I could, but her fate is not yet clear to me.
Would you have done differently than I, Kippen? Says Lady Galadriel. Okay, so what is all this? Book 11, Book 7, so we're definitely not ready to do that. We're still in Book 6, so let's continue this.
You have journeyed far and have come very close to death and sadness.
And yet, still you skirt the gravest danger and come safely through to the other side. I hope that our mutual friends fare as well. I told you earlier I had nothing to do with your dream, and this was true. But when you described your visions to me, I did not tell you everything I suspected. It seemed clear to me that your paths must cross one of the 9. I believed the girl would die. And yet, unbelievably, she did not. Either through your own actions or hers, you both escaped the clutches of the Nazgûl. And either though curious good fortune or powers unknown to me, our mutual friends seem to have outdistanced its pursuit. But there is no rest for those who worry for their safety. The Nazgûl is not the last danger they will face. They and you are not free of evil's clutches just yet. Rest for a time, but not for long. There are plans to be made, Kippen. We will speak again and soon. Okay, I think my inventory's full. I got 3 slots on there. Okay, so that was it. Chapter 12 is done. So am I ready to do Book 7?
It is nearly time for you to depart again.
Within the woods of Lorien, guests of Lord Celeborn can recover from their hurts and toils of a long road. It is my hope this reprieve was of use to you, Kippen. In these dark days, no time of rest is as long as we might wish it to be. It is nearly time for you to depart again. With one motion of a lovely arm, Galadriel directs your gaze to the flets that cling to the bole of the tree. Nona has made a full recovery, as she could have, and a greater one than I expected of her. She is waiting for you at the ladder down from these flits. I have made it known that it is my will that she be permitted free movement within the hedges of Cadas Galadon. Show her the city of the Galadrim, Kippen. We will speak in my garden when she is satisfied with the exploration of the city and what it has to offer. Okay, so let's do that. Make sure nothing else open up here. That's still Book 11, which I'm not ready for, obviously. So interesting to be back in Lothlorien. It is a little bit of a detour from the Great River, but I think we're going to be heading back there pretty soon here.
They tell me I was close to death. I remember very little of it.
Nona smiles weakly at you. I remember a creeping shadow and a chill cold as ice, and her eyes narrow. The men of that town would not heal me unless I gave them my sword, but you spoke against it, and so did that man. What was his name? Horn? I should thank him for the kindness, even though he's one of the horse folk and we should not trust him too far. The Lady of the Elfwoods told me that I could see her city before we departed, if I were well enough. I tell you that I am. This place is a marvel, though my own people would not wish to live here. Bring me to some of the notable locations of this city, Kippen. We would have some time before we must depart, do we not? Okay. So what am I doing? So I guess I gotta go to some of the different locations here. Let me get on my pony. Looks like there's a quest ring there. I do like this soundtrack. Let me go to this northwestern location here. It's definitely a sight worth seeing.
This is a place of quiet contemplation.
This is Cellarlin, the white foundation of Karos Galadon. It is a place for quiet contemplation where the elves of Lorien are free to enjoy the sound of the water in the pool and feel the soft breezes on their skin. Horion looks at Nona dismissively, and you can tell that despite Galadriel's words, not every elf is pleased to have a Dunlending girl within the borders of Lorien. Others can admire the fountain as well, of course. Horion finishes with a sniff. Nona admires the delicate carving of the swan fountain.
My people would not build such a thing. What would be the point?
I cannot picture this fountain in Lanuk. My people would not build such a thing. What would be the point? Okay. Let me go to another location here. Really? That little fall broke my legs? Looks like I can climb up here. Oh man, where's the quest ring? It says it's like right above me. It might be up here. Let me climb up here. Oh no. Oh no, I fell. That was stupid of me. I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to see if my forced march was on. But let's see. Yep, so I did need to come up here. Good.
We see so few visitors to Karos Galathon.
I am sorry. We see so few visitors to Karos Galadon that our hospitality is perhaps not what it should be. It must seem a very confusing place with flats built on multiple levels of the greater Melern, with winding stairs and bridges crossing the breezy gaps. Anglamil laughs, a delicate and musical sound. You catch Nona's brief scowl at the airy tones, but Anglamil does not. I have heard it said that Karos Galadon is a maze-like as the cities of the dwarves, but if this lander is true, at least our maze is above the ground, lit by the glow of the sun and the cool glimmer of the stars. I would forgive any amount of confusion for those dual boons. Nona looks out into the void between the flats and says nothing.
It is a wonder, I will grant you that.
When did the elves find the time to construct such a place? It is a wonder, I will grant you that, but I prefer the homes of my people. Okay, and then next up I gotta go to the final location here. Let me go all the way down so I don't break my legs. I'll just jump here, screw it. And looks like the final location is gonna be towards the south. I'm gonna start heading that way. Feels like quite a while ago that I was questing here. So there's 2 quest rings up here. That's quite curious. Wonder if this is some of those repeatable battle preparation quests, if you guys remember those. Let me climb all the way up. The camera's kind of freaking out because of an awkward distance. Kind of making me a little dizzy, honestly. Don't want to fall after I've come this high. So yeah, this is
The Lord and Lady have need of your services.
battle preparations, but this is what I'm actually after.
The Malon trees of Lothlorien are the mightiest to be found anywhere.
In these, the waning years of Middle-earth. It was once not so, but the passage of time and the spreading of darkness has caused much that once was great to wither and diminish. So it would be with the elves. Were we to stay? Already we have stayed too long. Luidros looks sideways at Nona, but she seems not to notice. It will soon be the time of man, and who can say how that race will deal with the challenges that lie ahead. These Malorans support the Teline Galadrim, the flets on which much of the work in our city is done. Without them, little could be accomplished. I hope the same will not be said of the elves when we have departed. Nona observes the mighty Maloran trees, but says nothing.
Galadriel wanted to speak with you in her garden?
For an elf, she seems to have a great deal of inner strength. She reminds me of a matriarch of the Algreg. Okay, so we're done with that, and now I need to go speak with Galadriel in her garden. So let me go do that. Try my best here to not break my legs too much. I'll just jump down here though. Nine more seconds. So these are all the battle preparation quests too. Okay. Hey, hopefully get to these gardens past the bridge here. Okay, Galadriel's beautiful garden.
I hope you enjoyed your respite.
Kippen, it brings me sadness to tell you that it must be ended. I think before I read all this, we're actually going to call it an episode, and we will continue with the epic storyline here in the next one, and I do believe we're going to be heading back towards the Great River, the site of this season, so should be all exciting. Thanks for watching, see you next time.